can't wait to tour his factory, catch up, have him tell me my life's purpose, swap gag tips.
Whoa, what did you say?
In an effort to, I guess, rediscover her purpose in life, kind of weird, Pinkie Pie decides to enlist the help of her premier party pony pal, Cheese Sandwich. Speaking of which, Cheese has opened up a brand new gag factory with the help of his new business partner, Sans Smirk. But over time, the factory life has caused Cheese to lose his own laughter. Hello everyone, and welcome back to... Sorry, I gotta take this. Hello?
I'm at your front door.
I told you not yet. You have to wait for your cue.
Too late, coming in.
Wait, we don't have a front door. And now we do.
By the way, you really gotta start patching up that RE-shaped hole in the wall.
We're working on it!
Anyway, before we were so rudely interrupted by our special guest, welcome back to At the Screening. I hope everyone enjoyed our little break from the show, whether it be through Equestria Girls or conventions. As always, I'm the voice of reason.
I'm Thespio, and, well, I guess no better time than now to welcome our special guest, Jasper Pie.
Hello! It's the Pizza Pone! Since I'm an obvious Pinkie Pie fan, go figure, right? These two came up to me, grabbed me by my face, and dragged me down here to share my thoughts on today's episode, The Last Laugh.
Okay, that's not really what we did, but regardless, Weird Al Yankovic is back to reprise his role as Cheese Sandwich, but in a surprisingly more dramatic fashion than what he's known for.
Yee! I really loved that we got to see all three different sides of Weird Al here. A comedian, a musician, and an actual thespian.
Dude, I'm right here.
I said thespian, not Thespio, foo!
I know. That's the joke.
You suck, McBain.
You know what? How about I let someone else talk, eh? Scooch. Scoochy.
You sure? I mean, I think it's only fitting that we let our guest say the first piece.
Well, if you're sure. I personally really liked this episode. It helped wash the icky taste of yakety sax out of my mouth by restoring Pinkie's good name. And it got to show us the tragic effects of self-doubt, monotony, and it even showed us the science of comedy.
How do you science funny?
Of course, there's no one-size-fits-all joke. No grand unified gag theory.
Ha! Suck it, 28 pranks later! Sorry, just really need to get that off my chest.
Do we need to have another hug-it-out session?
No thank you, I want to be able to breathe this time.
Well, okay then. But yeah, I agree. It was good to see Pinkie Pie return to nearly top form here. But even I'll admit I found it a bit strange that she was wanting to discover her purpose in life when she should kinda already know what it is. I mean, come on. The Smile Song. Pretty straightforward. But then I remembered that a lot of time has passed and Pinkie has been through a lot since then. It made me realize that even if you feel like you have your life completely figured out, there may be times where you need to find your spark again.
Unfortunately, sometimes you may start to have doubts about your place in this world if you've had to watch your friends move on to bigger and better things. Even if you yourself already have it good.
In fact, looking back at the beginning scene, I'm actually reminded a little bit of Princeton from Avenue Q. He's had this big ambition to try and find a higher calling or some long-term goal to achieve. But at the end of the show, he has to come to the fact that everyone goes round a little empty inside and that everything in life is only for now. Pinkie is a classic example of always living in the moment when it comes to her own goals. So, in a way, while it's weird, I can still kind of understand her feelings of slight jealousy of her friends for reaching their own long-term accomplishments.
Also, minor note, by Pinkie's logic, Applejack's kind of the only member of the main six who's had their act together since day one.
It's just all of you have found your thing. You're gonna rule all of Equestria, Rainbow Dash is a Wonderful, Fluttershy has her animal sanctuary, Rarity has her boutiques, Applejack has that hat, and the farm, so that's like 2 things.
So, does that mean AJ's hat signifies living up to her parents' legacy? If it does, wow, that does not help make this episode any more of a downer.
Voice, you doing okay? You sound kinda off today.
Yeah, just a random thought popped in my head is all.
I am unconvinced. Alright, come on. Talk to Uncle Jasper and Uncle Songhorse.
I'd rather reserve those names for Lightning Bliss, thank you very much. and I'm fine.
Well, alright then. I suppose we could go back to cheese sandwich then?
Or more like grilled Willy Wonka, eh?
Yeah, I can go with that. Like I said before, it was nice to see Weird Al really showing off his true acting chops by turning this normally exuberant ball of energy into a more somber and down-on-his-luck party pony that seemed to have passed his prime. While he still wants to bring joy to the rest of Equestria in the best way that he can, he's sadly fallen victim to the monotony that comes with industrialization. He's still doing what he loves, albeit in a seemingly more economic way, but the factory lifestyle has drained his joy away. In a way, this is Cheese Sandwich's Canterlot Boutique, and his associate, Sand Smirk, is almost like Sassy Saddles, where his intentions are good, but the methods he uses with cheese causes a mental backfire effect.
It's like me working with the comics. Even if you find the ultimate dream job, if you fall into a repetitive slog and don't get to see how your product helps everyone, it's gonna feel like a chore rather than something you love. And burnout is gonna hit hard. Oof. Now I see what you mean by downer, voice.
That's not the only thing that's a downer.
Okay, that's it. You're obviously not happy about something here, voice. Care to share with the class?
Come on, get in the hot seat, Sporty.
Fine. I'll rip off the bandage and say this. After sitting through the last laugh, there is only one emotion that this episode gave me. Depression. Everything from the plot to the characters and even the background just left a sad, bleak feel on my psyche. The moment Pinkie Pie gets to the factory surrounded by stone-high walls and a security gate covered in what appears to be smog and industrial toxins, my mood immediately changed. Granted, my mood wasn't great at the beginning, as the people writing the episode are the same people that ruined Pinkie Pie with yakety sax. So, having Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich getting their grooves back, written by the same duo who said Pinkie Pie's only meaning in life is to play an instrument that is impossible to master, is already having me see red. The least they can do is have the jokes land. Well, it sort of hurts that point when the person you're bouncing the jokes off of literally has a wet blanket for a cutie mark. I laughed maybe twice with two of the physical gags. Every other time, the punchlines fizzled out. I felt like Cheese Sandwich while watching. I thought I had lost the ability to laugh. In a Pinkie Pie episode, I could barely muster a laugh.
Words?
Oh, I'm not done. Then we get to the song, The Last Laugh. Cheese has rediscovered his purpose. It's a celebratory song going all out with Weird Al singing chops, accordion solo included. And what's the setting? A gray background. Everything in this episode is gray. This is their triumphant moment that everything is going to turn out fine, and the color palette is still gray. For crying out loud, the clouds didn't even part when Cheese and Pinkie are about to set out on their ways. Do you know what this says to me? You may find your purpose in life. You may achieve happiness at one point. But there will always be a looming gray cloud over your head that you can't get rid of. If this was the message of the episode, they did it too damn well. I may have expressed anger after watching certain episodes, such as Rainbow Falls, Bridal Gossip, and All Bottled Up. I've expressed apathy towards certain episodes, like The Cart Before the Ponies and Secrets and Pies. This is the only episode where I physically felt worse after watching it and needed a major pick-me-up. So, in case it wasn't obvious, The Last Laugh gets my hooves down.
Yeesh! Okay, yeah, after the show, we are doing a Hug-It-Out. Ribs be darned!
Whoa, hang on a minute here. If I could at least say this one thing. I don't know if this is a really strong justification, but just hear me out. Voice, I understand that the writing here does seem depressing, but I choose to see it a little bit differently. Like, look at the other factory workers. It seems like each and every one of them still love doing their jobs. Not only do they want to bring more joy and gags to the masses, they want to help reignite the spark inside of Cheese. Everyone still had good intentions, and they chose to make the best out of everything. It reminds me of a segment from this spoken word piece called America Can't Dream by Sully Breaks, where he said he once met a garbage man that was the happiest man in the world. If someone wants to do this job, then let them. and from the bottom of my heart, I respect them. Yeah, it's a tough gig and it may seem bleak and dead end, but some choose to make the best out of it.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Sans Smirk. They could have easily made him another Sven Gallop or the friggin' Pixies from Fairly Odd Parents with the most generic anti-laughter agenda in the show. But no, they just made him a straight-faced wingman who loves Cheese's work and wants to play his part. It's actually a pretty healthy boss-assistant relationship, all things considered.
Precisely. So, who knows? Maybe the bleakness was intentional to make the happier elements more worthwhile. Either way, I think I can speak for me and Jasper that we both give The Last Laugh a hooves up. While it's nowhere near as perfect as Cheese Sandwich's first appearance in Pinky Pride, we still choose to see it as a nice follow-up. And of course, it doesn't make your views any less valid. We just decide to look at it differently.
I guess. It's just, we just completed the last BronyCon, and along with all the terrible crap that's been going on in the world, combined with the overall feel of this episode, I just needed something happy to lift my spirits. This just didn't do it for me.
Well, think of it like this. We still have plenty of new episodes to go through, so who knows? Maybe the rest of it'll put a big smile on your face. Like, maybe the next one, 246 Great. I mean, it does involve buckball again. This time with cheerleaders.
Yatta! No, wait, that's anime. My bad.
Well, yeah, I guess there's always next week. In any case, thanks Jasper for stopping by and, I guess, creating a front door to the balcony.
It's what I do. So, in the meantime, hug it out time! Whoop! Hey, come on, get in here, come on, just let me wrap my arms around you. Oh, yeah, I'm squeezing, I am squeezing.
He's the voice of reason. I'm Thespio, and thanks for stopping by the balcony.
Breathe!
Stop swarming and let it happen!